Hello everyone, welcome back. Long Dark Wintermute, part number 9 of the second chapter, and we are here exactly where we left off. We're in camp office. Not that you can tell that because it is pitch black. Oh, there's actually a bit of light there coming from the window. No, we are in camp office, exactly where we left off on the end of video number 8, when we completed our trek across the lake, back from finding out what was going on the far side, trying to do a bit of looting. Obviously the plan at the end of the last video was to stay over on the far side of the lake, but unfortunately that kind of got a little bit messed up because we couldn't actually get into any of the buildings, so I've had to come back over here. But fingers crossed, we should be okay now, so I'm just going to jump into the bed. We'll see if we can get through the night. We're going to do an 8-hour. I hope I don't get too thirsty in that 8 hours. I didn't think to check that. Hopefully we'll be alright. Our frostbite risk that we had from being outside in the cold, no hat on, has healed. I have got dehydrated, but that's fine, we can deal with that. There we go. It is still dark. Have we got okay, we're coming up to dawn, so in theory we won't have to sleep for very long. We'll just do a couple of hours, and hopefully that should put us through to the following morning. And we're going to have a little bit of a rethink. We do have there we go, we can actually see what we're doing now. We do have a few side quests associated to what we've discovered as we've gone along. We've got a whole load of stuff to take. Hungry in my life. Yes, okay. We have a whole load of stuff to take back to Jeremiah to complete the main quest, which is the survivor school, but the side missions that we have, we've got some mystery-related supply caches. Actually, Alan's Cave isn't very far away from where we are, so we might go and have a think about going over to Alan's Cave. We've got the Forest Talker supply caches, which are scattered around the area. I don't know where exactly they are, though. Mystery Lake. There's one in Mystery Lake, one in Forlorn Muskeg, one in the maintenance shop, but I don't know where they are. Lake Gunshots. So, go to the dam, retrieve the documents hidden under a loose tile at the bottom of the stairs leading to the admin area. Fetch the supply bag from the logging camp trailer. So there's a couple of things going on there for those side quests or side missions. That's Jeremiah. Okay, so I'm just trying to sort of think what to do next. Let's just have a quick look at what we're carrying. Got plenty of rose hips, so that's not going to be a problem. We have got what else do we need? We need Old Man's Beard, which we've got plenty of. And reishi mushrooms were a little bit short, so we need to find some reishi mushrooms. Okay. How are we doing for various supplies? Oh, we've got plenty of water. Food we are very, very low on, and I did know that before we went anywhere. So, what I'm thinking of doing then, let's head yes, I haven't really. Okay, I think what I might do, let's just have a go in this trunk. So I think I've ditched a whole load of stuff in this trunk. Yes, I have. I am slightly over my carrying weight, so I'm just going to see if there is anything that I can get rid of. I don't really need to be carrying around with me right now. Distress pistol I might drop along with all of those those shells. We've got burnt out torch, but we can use that. We set this noose down actually. I am carrying a hunting rifle, which is a little heavy, but I'd rather hang on to it to be honest. Okay, quite a lot of sticks, so I might just lose a few of those. Let's lose 5 of those. Let's just drop our weight down slightly. Well, it's not brilliant, but it's a little bit better. So, okay, there's a little bit of housekeeping done there. I'll tell you what, my whole way of me playing the Long Dark is very, very different in story mode to how I would normally do it in survival. It really is very different. I'd normally be sort of travelling very lightly and bringing everything back here and building up a massive supply cache, but right here, right now, I just don't see the point. What I will do though, before we head back out, we're going to have to go, I think I'm going to head to the logging camp, which I was kind of thinking of doing anyway. What I think I'm going to do though, is we'll have a short fire, just so we can make the coffee and get a torch. So this is our old trick that we have used many times previously in survival mode to keep ourselves warm when it's really cold outside, because it's quite early in the morning. That means it's usually very cold outside. That's a little annoying. Swap to wood matches, tinder plug, stick. Let's get this fire started. Because again, normally I might just do a little bit of a cook-off here and just make some water and stash it here rather than carrying it with me, just so there's some water supply. See, it's one of those where I haven't really been inclined to make a big base camp because we keep moving around. Now, I'm kind of thinking it's going to take us a while to get through Jeremiah's survival school, so we probably want to make a little bit of a base camp here at Camp Office, just so that we've got some stuff stashed, and we've got sort of extra supplies knocking about. We need to get some more fuel on that quick. That'll do. Let's just do a litre of water. And I think I can purify this actually, which means I probably could have done 2 litres. Yes, I can. So let's just do another litre. So that's 2 litres total. We can purify it, but we can do that. I'm fairly sure we can do that afterwards actually. I don't think we need to be doing that whilst we're here in the fire. So let's use the coffee and make some of that. And let's drink that quick before it goes cold. I don't know if that's actually the right one. Yeah, that one's the hot one. So let's drink it. There we go. And we are carrying some unpurified water, which I believe we can there we go, so that treats the water that we're carrying, so we now have potable water. So what we can now do is get back in here and we can drop a couple of litres of that water so we're not carrying too much around, and we'll just leave them here so that when we come back they are available for us. Let's head outside then. Hopefully the weather's alright. That's one thing I perhaps should have checked before I went through all of that little ritual. Oh, it's not brilliant, but okay, well, I don't really want to have to stand around for ages, so it's travelable, so let's go. What's the weather? Oh, still minus 20, but we have got that coffee warmth bonus, which I think is going to help us out. And for those of you who've sort of known the Long Dark for quite some time, this has changed a little bit, this particular bit of Mystery Lake. It's a little flatter than it used to be. There's a little bit less pronounced hill here, and there's a clearing that very definitely goes off that way that's never used to be there. So it kind of used to be there, but it wasn't quite as easy to see. So things have been changed very slightly here on Mystery Lake, here in Wintermute. Yes, I hope everyone's really been enjoying Wintermute. It's been really great. It's been fantastic to get in there. There is a fair chunk of gameplay. The first chapter was about 7 hours worth of gameplay, and I did kind of race through it as well, because I just kind of wanted to keep going through the story rather than having to wait for ages. But I think you can kind of pace yourself a little bit, so you can kind of do a half survival, half story if you want, where you can go for reasonably long-term survival, but it doesn't count that particular stat, so it's almost no point doing it, to be honest. Particularly when we left Milton right at the start, or well, right at the end of that first chapter, where we left Milton, we did have to leave everything behind, so it was almost a bit pointless to build up a massive supply cache because we had to leave it behind with no prospect of getting back to it. And that's part of the reason why I haven't wanted to build up a massive supply cache here on Mystery Lake like I normally would do in survival mode, because I am slightly concerned that I'm going to end up leaving suddenly and I'm not going to be able to take any of it with me, and the whole thing would have been a waste of time. So that's why we kind of haven't been doing it. But I don't know, I'm still sort of learning this different type and style of playing the Long Dark. It's a little bit more fast-paced. I suppose it's a bit like the challenges, because you remember we did do a couple of the challenges way back when, and it's kind of the same thing really, where we weren't really building up a massive supply there either. We were kind of on the go and moving a lot, so it's kind of the same thing, I suppose. But yes, it is now, well, where are we now? We're at the beginning of September now, so it's been a little while now since the Long Dark came out. It came out about a month ago. There's been a few kind of patch updates for it and things like that. We haven't had anything major. I know the soundtrack to the game, and it is a pretty cool soundtrack, to be fair. It is now available as DLC, so you can actually get that soundtrack now. And it is a pretty cool soundtrack, to be fair. And I know that's been released, and I know the game... Obviously, it's the other chapters of the game, the initial kind of first season, as they're kind of billing it, is going to be released with 5 episodes or 5 chapters. We've got 2 of them right now. My understanding is that all 5 of them will be included in the purchase of the game. Now that does make me think that if they then expand on it and make a second season, if you like, that maybe they won't be, and they may be additional purchases, which would be a bit of a shame. But again, we're speculating a little bit on that. But other than that, no major Long Dark news that I'm aware of. I haven't really read the forums. I need to, really. As we make our way down here, the only issue, of course, I've been having is finding the time to do this. I'm doing an awful lot of video work at the moment, and it's a lot more complicated than filming the Long Dark. The Long Dark is a very simple thing to do. Some of this other video work's taking a fair bit of time, but it's cool. We enjoy it. We like it. It's fun. Okay, so where are we then? Here we go. So this is logging camp. There's the building up there, and there's trailers and things around here. Now, obviously we've got this side mission to come down here, but I was going to come this way anyway, because it's an area that we haven't explored. So far in Wintermute, we haven't been over here. I'm really thinking more along the lines of finding food, because I'm really quite short of it. But obviously we have this side mission as well. We also need to find some reishi mushrooms. I need to remember where you find those on Mystery Lake, actually. You tend to find them on these kind of tree stumps, so we'll have a good look around these before we leave this area. And we can also go and have a look in Deadfall as well, and just see if there's any in Deadfall. Okay, here we are then. This is logging camp. So we've got 3 trailers here. Let's get inside them. And we know one of these has got a supply thing in it, which our mysterious person over in... we might be able to, actually, because some of our clothes are not in great condition. We have a flare. Sewing kit I'm not going to bother with. Soda, yes, because that does give us calories, so it's sort of food. Reclaim wood I'm not going to bother too much with. We haven't had a major firewood issue. I'm going to take that though, and that, but not scrap metal. We'll leave the scrap metal behind. Ooh. What's occurred here? Oh, I thought that was blood. It's not. It's something that's been ripped up all over the floor. We have some new trousers, or some trousers not in great condition, but hopefully we'll be able to make use of those. Doesn't look like there's much else in this particular trailer. Okay, so let's make our way out, and we'll go over to the other one. To the other trailer. Okay, we will have a look over in that building as well in a sec. I don't know what's in there, but we will have a look. So in we go. Not looking quite as interesting in this one. Let's have a look in this container. Nothing. Nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. A ragged sweatshirt. Okay. Okay, so not very much in this one. That was a bit of a disappointment. Let's go to the other one. What is happening in the other trailer? I assume the other trailer is the one now then that's going to have the supply cache that we're looking for in, unless it's not actually in the trailer. It is a supply cache over here, isn't it? Oh, this one. Ah, this one's the one we need the key for. That makes sense. What are we going to find in here then? Cutscene maybe? Oh no, no cutscene? Right, okay, so what have we got in the locked trailer? Well, there's a bit more loot in here, let's put it that way. We've got a can opener, we've got some soup. That's really welcome because we're a bit short of food. We've got a granola bar down there. Some shoes. Bedroll. Hey, what sweater? Perfect. I'll take the book. It's good firewood. We've got beef jerky lurking down the side of there. It is a bit heavy though. I keep picking up this herbal tea. I never ever use it, so if I'm still carrying it, I need to get rid of it. Some cloth there. We've got first aid kit.
I think I can use this.
Septic bandage. Yep, we need that. Fishing tackle. We've got tons of it. Line I'm not going to bother with. Cloth I'll take because we need to do some clothing repairs. I might actually do some of those clothing repairs before. Simple tools. Okay, we will take those. Fleece mittens we will take. Got some more books actually. Books and newsprint. We'll do a little bit of housekeeping before we leave here. I'll tell you what as well. Let's pick up. I'm going to pick up this bedroll and I'm going to pick up this storm lantern, and I will keep whichever is the better of the two of both of those of what I'm carrying. That's the Forestry Lookout supplies. So that's the one which is part of our quest, and you'll notice that it doesn't weigh anything, it doesn't contribute to our weight. Got some climbing socks, okay. Nothing in there, there's a rifle cartridge under there. Nothing in the container, with some more mittens, we've got a water bottle, we've got another can opener. We've got a sweatshirt, some trail boots. And that is pretty much everything by the looks of it. So let's do... Oh, there's a drawer here that we've not searched. Nothing in it anyway. Right, okay, so let's do a little bit of... Oh, did we... Yeah, we did that container, didn't we? Let's do a little bit of housekeeping then, because we're carrying a lot of stuff. First of all, let's just have a quick look at that mission update that we had. Forest took a late gunshots. Go to the dam and retrieve the documents hidden under a loose tile at the bottom of the stairs leading to the admin area. Okay, well, we'll have a think about that later, because we are currently... That's Forestry Lookout. That's for... Oh, the Forestry Lookout supply cache is there. We're currently there at the logging camp. And obviously the dam is all the way over there. There's actually the other supply cache. Okay, that's worth remembering. So Lake Gunshots, that takes us out, and that of course is where Jeremiah is. So there we are on the map. So let's do some proper housekeeping then. So let's have a quick look at our clothing situation. A lot of our clothing is a bit waterlogged. 17% wet. It would appear that our gauntlets are the best option, but they need to be repaired. They're not in very good condition, but I think we need leather to repair those, don't we? Our outer jacket is a bit wet. We don't have anything to replace it with. Will's sweater, and that sweater's not so good. That is better. So that's 0.8 number 6. That's number 3 number 6. Okay, so Will's sweater I think is the one that's going to go bye-bye. So let's put that one on. And that one is probably the best option for us to keep. So, okay, what we're wearing there is good. Underwear-wise, worn thermal underwear, new thermal underwear. Well, we actually have the option for a second set, so let's pop that on. Worn cargo pants, ragged cargo pants. The ragged ones are in much, much worse condition, so we won't be swapping those. And boot-wise... Work boots, trail boots, work boots I think are going to play the game there. Okay, so let's see if we can do a little bit of clothing repair then on some things that may need it actually. Okay, our ski jacket needs a bit of repair work, so let's see if we can just do a little bit of repairing on our ski jacket with some of the bits of cloth that we have. It failed, that's annoying. Let's try again. I thought our repair skill would be a bit better than that. There we go, so that's done a bit of work on that. So that's now about 72%, so that's in much better condition. We're not wearing that, we're not wearing that. Okay, what are we wearing, what are we wearing? Actually, our clothes are in pretty good nick. The only problem we have got, let's drop all these random stuff that we're not actually wearing. The only problem we have got is we don't have hat. Ever since we lost it. Oh, actually, I've just realised something. Can we pick those boots back up again? Because we can break those boots down and we will get leather from it. And the only problem is we only get one piece, and I think we need 2 to repair the gauntlets. Oh no, we don't. We only need 1 piece. The only problem is if it fails. Ah, but she didn't. Excellent. So we've now got some much better gauntlets. So there we are. We're in really good condition now. Look at that. Clothing's all really good. Okay, so we are carrying a lot of stuff. So let's have a go through what we're carrying, see if we can get rid of some of it. So I'm carrying 2 bedrolls. They're both in reasonably good condition, so we'll drop that one. I'm carrying 3 can openers. I don't think I quite need that many. I will sort of hang on to them. I'll certainly. Whoops. Let's hang on to one of them. Why am I suddenly pressing the wrong button? Let's hang on to one of them. One of the spares, because we can leave it at camp office. Simple tools, I do kind of want to get back to camp office. How are we doing on fuel in that one? Oh, that's got more fuel in it. Yeah, that's a bit awkward, that, actually. The worse lantern has more fuel in it than the better one. And I can't transfer the fuel from one to the other. Oh well, I don't know, I can't really carry them both. Food-wise, we're slightly better off now. Let's just order that by condition and we'll sort out some of this lower quality stuff. Okay, sorry folks, just give me a second. Windows has suddenly decided to pop a load of notification messages up on the screen. So blocking what I'm doing. Okay, I'll drink that as well. Kind of eating and drinking our way out of some of our weight issues at the moment. Okay, there we go. Well, we may as well drink our fill from the water supply. There we go. All very good. Right, so where are we? Clothing we've already sorted out. Medical supplies, I think, are reasonably okay. I don't want to get rid of any of those, so we'll hang on to those. Fire starting materials, obviously we are lugging a fair bit of weight around with us at the moment. Let's drop the things that we're carrying there. We don't need those. We're still 9 kilos over there. There's some really heavy stuff that we're lugging around. Okay, let's just drop that. It's not going to save us a great deal, but we'll drop it. Okay, so we're still pretty overweight, but we're in reasonably good shape. What time of day is it? Okay, I think we've got time to head back. Although part of me kind of wants to push on for Forestry Lookout, because we've not been to Forestry Lookout in this playthrough. And I'm kind of wondering what we might find up at Forestry Lookout. I'll be interested. The only it is a risk though, because if we get up there and find it locked, we're going to be in a spot of bother. But before we think about that though, I just want to have a look around and see if we can find some reishi mushrooms. You should normally find them on these kind of tree stumps. See, this is a bit of a valley that's kind of leads off somewhere that never used to exist as well. It's not quite sure where it goes. Not really in the mood to do an exploration now. Okay, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to head for Forestry Lookout. I'm probably going to end up regretting this, because I'm probably going to get up there and find it locked, and I'm going to end up being stuck outside miles away from shelter, but we're going to give it a try. We're going to proceed along the top here as far as we can, because you get wolves, you get bears, and you get all sorts of things wandering around over here, so try and stay out of their way if they are around. I wonder what that is over there. Is that a dead dude? I think that might be a dead dude. Can't really tell. No, it's a bit of rock. It's a bit of rock. Okay, so we'll keep going this way. It's a bit misty, but it's okay. We'll be fine. We'll get up there. It's all good. Yeah, there's definitely been some changes made to the Mystery Lake map. There's kind of a whole kind of valley that you can get up there now that never used to exist. So I think it's just extra pathways across the areas that have always been there. Okay, I am now going to have to drop down, I think, onto the main pathway. Main road. Can we do a bit of sprinting? We can do a bit of sprinting. Just speed things up a little bit. More than anything else. I've been a bit skeptical about coming up to these locations on the map that haven't been. Oops, daisies! Lots and lots of wolves. Now regretting coming down off the bank. I should have stayed up there. Oh dear. Lots of wolves and they're coming my way. This isn't good. At least the bear's not here. Oh, getting really quite close to this wolf. Oh dear, he's clocked us. He's clocked us. They're afraid of the light. Except they're not. So it only works when the aurora is working. Okay, we are going nose to nose. Well, I usually say toe to toe. We're going toe to toe with this wolf. Well, that's not good. We're fighting. We're fighting. We're going for that, and we are fighting. We've had quite a few wolf encounters, haven't we, in this playthrough? Right, let's get ourselves sorted. We've got some torn clothing. We've got a sprained ankle, so we need to take some painkillers for that so that we can continue to sprint. Yep, take the painkillers. Good, so we can carry on sprinting. We also have some torn clothing. I don't know which clothing that is. It's a bit annoying because we just got everything up to being in good condition, but never mind. It's actually just gone to a bit of a foggy whiteout as well, which doesn't exactly help. But I do kind of know where I'm going. This is clear cut. The edge of clear cut. If we stick to the left-hand side of this, we will head uphill towards Forestry Lookout, and then we just need to follow the road. Here we go. Okay, so we'll skirt around the edge of clear cut, and we're going to head up the hill towards Forestry Lookout, which is kind of a symbol and an arrow all in one. There's a big arrow pointing up there. Never have quite got the idea of what Forestry Lookout is all about. I assume it is one of these kind of watch towers, lookout towers, where park rangers and wardens and people like that use to keep an eye on what's going on, but I'm just hoping it's not locked, because we're going to be in real trouble if we can't get into it. In the next video, you're going to see me proceeding back down again very, very quickly to try and get back to the logging camp. Okay, this is usually a relatively safe area. This, if you've seen the videos before, you shall know this is a relatively safe place to be. You don't get any wolves usually up here. It's pretty safe. Kind of come on a little bit as we carry on climbing up. Oh, what the temperature's like. It's actually, the temperature feels like 7 degrees. So it's actually not even below freezing. So we're actually doing really, really well. We're not too far from the top, I don't think. The pathway seems to have changed slightly, so I hope I haven't gone the wrong way. Well, that's reassuring. I can hear wolves howling from me saying this is a relatively safe area. There we go, so steep a bit up the top here. Let's keep climbing. Climbing, climbing, climbing. I don't know whether the flare's helping, particularly with the keeping us warm, keeping that temperature up. They haven't traditionally, They do come in handy though to light your way when things are going a little bit dull, a little bit misty murky. Here we are. Well, that's not what I was expecting. Oh, heck. Well, that's a problem. Because that never used to be destroyed. Drat. That, of course, for anyone who is familiar with the Long Dark, used to be a very useful location that you could come up to. But obviously, it's not survived the incidents very well. Okay, now we're in trouble. Well, here was me sort of worrying it was going to be locked. Well, it's not locked. At least that's okay. Is there anything in here? Okay, I'm not going to take that. Oh, actually, can I? I will take it. But only if it transpires I can use it. Can I use it? Yes, I can. Okay, let's deploy the rope. Okay. There's the mountaineering rope. I have no idea where this is going to drop us back down to, by the way. I've not got a clue. All I know is that I was not expecting to find this destroyed. And I am now in a spot of bother because it's going dark. My shelter is not actually here. And I'm halfway up a mountain. In fact, I'm not halfway up a mountain. I'm at the top of a mountain. I'm really, really stuck. Okay, so we're not in a great condition, but yeah. That's caught me by surprise a little bit. So heads up there to anybody who hasn't been up here since that's been changed. And also well done to anyone who was screaming the whole way up. Yeah, you're not going to find it's usable. But never mind. Okay, we live and learn with these things. So we are stranded on top of a mountain, and next time we're going to have to find a way back down. But right now, I am going to say thank you very much for watching as always. At least there's some rose hips up here. Thank you very much for watching as always, and I shall see you again very soon.